back in 2017, I was back in Ireland. I was into fitness. I was visiting different, going to different gyms. And, maybe it's the entrepreneur inside me always trying to understand business, chatting to gym owners saying, hey, what are your challenges? And they were having trouble finding good equipment supply. And I was like, why is that? And said, the lower end of the market, you got these cheaper offerings. It doesn't look great. It doesn't function great. The service isn't great. Then you got the higher end of the market, and you got this elite gear, very expensive, and it can often come with arrogance. And it's very hard to find a company that does the simple things well. And I'm like, wow, I could do that really well. I love developing product. I love fitness. So I decided to create Verve. And Verve means energy, vitality, vigor. And I just saw an opportunity to create this amazing fitness brand where we make gear that looks really well, functions really well, and deliver it with outstanding service.
So it was circumstance. Something presented itself, you connected to it, and you just jumped into it?
I just got excited. I just thought, wow, I can do this.
So what did you do before that, though? Were you just an employee working for a company trying to figure it out? Like, what?
For years, I was an employee in different companies. I've worked from small companies I've worked with ABB, which at the time had 100,000 people in 100 countries.
Wow, big corporate.
Huge corporate, totally different way of operating. Huge respect for what they do. My mindset struggled to fit into the big corporate. I ended up joining.
Can I unpack that a little bit?
Yeah.
Right. I find this super interesting. So I'm going to double click on that. So you're working in the corporate, and this is lots of people and lots of entrepreneurs, by the way, they're stuck in that mix, right? You're working for the big corporate, they have 1,000 employees, and you felt like, hey, this is not the right place for me. What does that mean?
It comes back to I just love to do a great job, and I love to make an impact. So I'll give you an example. I was the global marketing manager for one division, not a huge division.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to make a simple little change. For example, we would create adverts, and I just wanted to have a simple URL that went on the bottom of our advert.
Yeah.
And I had to go through a level of approval in Sweden, a level of approval in Switzerland, and all these people fighting back. And I'm thinking, what the heck? I'm just trying to get things done quickly.
It's very bureaucratic,
I'm trying to make things simple for the people who are looking at the content.
Yeah.
Just make things simple.
Yeah.
And it was so hard to make something simple. I'm like, wow, it's going to be very difficult for me to have impact here if I can't make simple things happen quickly. And I like to operate at speed.
Operate at speed.